Hello, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's Saturday. Happy weekend. Oops, I bumped my little tray. So yesterday I announced the next bag in my Yarn Flipper Friday series. And it involved 2 cakes of Lion brand Mandala yarn. This cake is as yet untouched. But the other cake went from 5.3 ounces down to 2.3 ounces. And it is attached to a project, which technically, since I'm just single crocheting around, I could work on that now, but first I have to show you the other stuff. How did it go from 5.3 ounces to 2.3 ounces? Well, I'm glad you asked. First, I started with a project that I've made multiple times in different sizes of yarns, and they sell pretty well for me. It's the little mushroom guy from the Friendly Red Fox. And when I wound yarn from the inside, I got this combination where I had a little bit of brown, and then it went to, or like a dark brown, and then it went to a more reddish brown. Thought that'd be good for a mushroom cap. And yes, he does have a face under there. So I did this with one strand of the yarn and maybe a 3.0 hook, and I think I miscounted on the arms. The arms were supposed to have 7 rounds, 7 stitches for 7 rounds, and I think I may have crocheted some stitches together because it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds. So he has very long arms. But I'm sure at one of my craft shows or my Etsy shop, someone will fall in love with this little guy and he will find a new home. So that was the first project. The next project, I decided, okay, now I've got the, I had one little cake where I started winding the center there. Actually, I think the center had some blue in it too. Okay, let's use that little cake and pull from the outside of that little cake, which was this shade here of brown, and pull from the outside of the big cake, which had blue around the outside. And I made Tilly the Triceratops. And then I did both blue together, two strands of blue together. This is 2 strands of yarn together, I think with a 4.0 hook. And I like the way she turned out. She starts out with like a mostly brown nose and goes back to the blue and brown. And then I did the totally blue frill to sort of round it out. Then I was still, working with the blue and the brown there. So I made a little blue chicken. And this is the pattern inspired by James, that comes with a basket. So I have a little blue chicken in a country colors basket. Chickens in baskets, like chickens and hanging things, really sold well at my last couple of shows. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I have been wanting to make some more squid. This is the pattern by Winding Road Crochet. Looks like I got a little bit of hair in that one. And I've wanted to restock this. So this one I was pulling from the center, which started out with a dark orange and went more to a lighter orange as I finished up. So that one turned out pretty much all orange. So then I ended up with the cake it had green around the outside and then went to yellow and out to orange. So I recaked it. It was getting sort of floppy and it was going to tangle. So I recaked it with the green in the center. And you're like, what green? That green. So now I am making another squid from Winding Road Crochet. And it will start out with the green on the top. And now it has gone to yellow. I don't know. I don't know if all of the tentacles will just be yellow or if we'll get into orange by the end of the tentacles. It's a guessing game. Let's see, this is 2.3 ounce. It was 3.5 when I started, so I used 1.2 ounces. This is 2.3 ounces, so I'll be using over half of this. I don't know. It's hard to tell with a cake because of the way the rows or it gets wider as it goes. So if you say, okay, half, it'll be like right there. I say, okay, half, that'll be right there. It might not be because the rounds are shorter in here. So half the cake might go out to the orange. The only way I'm going to find out is by finishing this thing. So I will finish up this squid, and then maybe I'll try to squeeze something like a mini rubber duck or two out of what's left there with the cake. And after that, maybe some micro octos in order to do something small that will finish up the yarn. And then, hopefully by tomorrow, I'll crack open this guy. Now for that one, I have an idea of either doing my Happy Huggy Cat or a sock monkey. Like this, one strand of the Mandala, one strand of a skinny little white yarn. This is Red Heart Baby fingering weight. I have a whole drawer. The drawer right there under the penguin, it's a 4 or 5 shelf drawer, and the bottom drawer of it is all white yarn. There are some fingering weight baby yarn. There are some worsted weight yarn, sport weight. I mean, there's just about everything in there. Bright white, off-white. There might even be some white fun fur in there. So whenever I'm making a project, it's like, okay, I need some white yarn for stripes in this, or I need some white yarn to carry with this to stretch out my rows. That's usually the first place I go. I am going to do my click for my row here because it's convenient, even though I'm not going to actually hit the row change until now. So I can only do like one more row on this, and then I'll have to stop because I'd have to read the instructions. After round 20, I either do an increase or a decrease, and I don't want to be reading a pattern when I'm sitting here talking with you. So I will just talk for a wee bit longer, and then I will go start on dinner. Tonight's dinner is sort of unusual. It is going to be, no, they're not Johnsonville, Hillshire Farms cheddar sausages, because they were buy one, get one free. I got 2 packages, and 1 package went on our family picnic earlier this month. And homemade tomato soup. And I'm going to pull out one of my loaves of gluten-free bread from Wild Grains and bake that up so that we'll have fresh baked gluten-free bread, soup, and sausage. And I'll probably put out little, I have 3 different canning jars of pre-made salads. There is the snow pea salad. Okay, I'm on the last row of working even. Snow pea salad, cucumber salad, and last night when I was out shopping yesterday, I was like, oh, we haven't had grape salsa for a while. I like grape salsa, and there's grapes in the fridge. So I got some cilantro, and I got an avocado, okay? Yeah, grapes, avocado, cilantro, some garlic. I always have garlic powder at home. Lime juice, onion, got onion. Okay, I've got everything I need for grape salsa. Well, when I started to make it, like I got the fish in the oven, okay, now I'm going to make the salsa. The grapes were beyond redemption. They had been in the fridge for too long. And I was not going to try to find viable grapes in the yucky mess that it was. So, okay. Pulled up my phone, pulled up Google, and asked for a recipe that would use cilantro, avocado. What was the third item? Cilantro, avocado, and tomato, I think, because we have a lot of tomatoes from the garden. And it came up with a very simple recipe. And I think at some point in the recipe it said, if you want to, you can add a little bit of cheese to this. So I did put in a little bit of feta cheese, and it was delicious. But we didn't finish it, so we have like a little canning jar of this salad, and a little canning jar of this salad, and a pint jar of that salad. Might as well put them on the table tonight and see if we can finish them up. So it is almost 5 o'clock. It is time for me to start working on dinner. And I think I will get at least 2 more projects done tonight. I think when I'm working on stuff after dinner, I think I can finish up this particular squid. Then I'll only have about an ounce of this cake left. I think I can knock that out in various projects. Yeah. So, wow. If I can finish up this bag of yarn in 2 days, then it gives me hope for the rest of that container. I was like, oh, am I going to be working on this for like 6 months, like this was for the other scrap yarn challenge from the craft store? Not craft store, thrift store. Well, in that case, it was 18 bags. And there were a lot of smaller little bits of yarn that made for more of a challenge and smaller projects. So this, I don't think will take us long. Total value so far for projects, let's see, 12 plus 12 is 24, plus 14 is 38, plus 16 be 54. Another squid, 54, 16, 72, and then maybe another 92. So I'm probably looking about $200 worth of projects from these 2, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, smells like someone has a fire going outside. I need to get going. So, bye-bye.